Russia is holding a so-called presidential election from March 15th to 17th. However, it is not entirely fair to call this an election. There are several reasons. My name is Oleg Sukhov, I'm a reporter at the Kyiv Independent, and I will walk you through these reasons. First, all recent Russian elections were heavily rigged. Election watchdogs have published numerous reports and videos containing evidence of ballot stuffing and other fraud in recent elections. The amount of vote rigging has gradually increased in Russia since 2000. According to Russian electoral statistician Sergei Shpilkin and Alexander Kyiv, a Russian-born electoral geographer based in the US. Based on an analysis of mathematical data, Shpilkin estimated vote rigging in the 2018 presidential election at 8.6 million votes. A group of independent election observers cited by Medusa has analyzed video footage from cameras installed at polling stations in the 2018 election. They found massive evidence of voting fraud and concluded that votes were rigged at polling stations representing more than 25% of the voters. This means the election must be invalidated under Russian law, and Putin has not been a legitimate president since at least 2018. Meanwhile, Kyiv said that the 2020 vote on constitutional amendments was the most falsified one in Russia's modern history. Based on a mathematical analysis of official data, he estimated the amount of rigged votes at 20 million. Russia's 2021 parliamentary election was not far behind. According to Shpilkin, around 14 million votes were rigged. Second, Putin has no genuine competitors in the election. Putin's puppet election commission handpicks lackluster and unpopular candidates who are convenient for Putin. None of Putin's officially registered competitors has criticized Putin or opposed the war. They are little-known figures who have no charisma. The election commission also bans all candidates who have even the remote chance of competing with the dictator. On February 8th, the Central Election Commission rejected Boris Nadezhdin, the only anti-war candidate. The commission claimed that more than 15% of the signatures that he collected were invalid. The real reason for the rejection is that Nadezhdin mobilized the anti-war and anti-Kremlin opposition behind his candidacy. An alliance formed all over Russia and abroad to sign up for him. Another potential competitor, Alexei Navalny, was Russia's main opposition leader before he died in jail on February 16th. He was sentenced in several fabricated criminal cases and banned from running in elections. Independent experts and Western politicians say that Putin is personally responsible for Navalny's death.
И этот режим, и Владимир Путин должны понести персональную ответственность за все те ужасные вещи, которые они делают с моей страной.
Make no mistake, Putin is responsible for Navalny's death.
The only unresolved question is whether Navalny was killed intentionally or died due to harsh conditions, torture, and lack of medical treatment. One of the versions voiced by Putin's critics is that he killed Navalny to prevent him from influencing the election. This version seems plausible given that in 2020 investigative journalists published evidence that Russia's Federal Security Service was behind an assassination attempt on Navalny. Many other critics and opponents of Putin have been exiled, jailed, or killed. Third, Putin controls most of the media and has eliminated many independent outlets. As a result, most Russians consume Kremlin propaganda daily, and Putin's electoral rating is pretty high, even if we don't take fraud into account. According to the Russian field poll, Putin is expected to get 81.8% in the election. But this rating is artificial. Putin's competitors are demonized on television and are not allowed to present their views. On the other hand, Putin is portrayed by state propaganda as a benevolent and flawless ruler without whom Russia would collapse. All the major channels constantly praise Putin's performance and never criticize any of his actions. We don't know how popular Putin would be if at least some of the big TV channels in Russia regularly covered Putin's corruption, dictatorial tendencies and war crimes. Fourth, Putin's next presidential term will be unconstitutional, according to independent lawyers. Russia's constitution bans more than 2 consecutive presidential terms. However, Putin manipulated the constitution by installing his puppet, Dmitry Medvedev, after serving 2 consecutive terms. After Medvedev was out, Putin served 2 more terms.
We do not go back to the authoritarian past of comrades Stalin and Lenin.
Independent lawyers say this violated the spirit of the constitution, which was intended to prevent a lifetime presidency and dictatorial rule. In 2020, Russia also held a rigged vote on constitutional amendments that allow Putin to serve 2 more terms after 2024, effectively making him dictator for life. If you want to get more videos about Ukraine and Russia, subscribe to our YouTube channel.